If you're new to Apex Legends or just want to understand and improve at the fundamentals of the game, then you're at the right place. In this video, I'm going to explain all the fundamental mechanics and elements to Apex Legends to ensure that you can start playing confidently immediately. After I made my last video, I received a lot of comments that some people were newer to Apex and were happy to see some guides on the game. So this video is meant to help teach and explain the fundamentals of the Battle Royale aspect of Apex Legends. So anyone who wants to start playing the game can try and make an easy transition and enjoy playing the game without having to worry about learning the mechanics. But before we start the video, if you learned something new or enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything and it helps my channel grow. Also, if you think I missed anything or have your own tips and experience to share, why not leave a comment below? But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's first talk about what type of game Apex Legends is. Apex Legends is a team-based character shooter with various different types of game modes, but for this video, we will be talking about the main game mode, Battle Royale. In the Battle Royale game mode, 20 teams of 3 will start the game and the last remaining team alive wins. It's that simple. You start with almost nothing, and you need to look around for loot around the map before engaging in combat with enemies. As the game goes on, a ring on the map will start to close in, forcing all players on the map into increasingly smaller areas of the map, till the entire map is enclosed. Being outside of this ring will mean that you will receive constant damage. At the start of the game, this damage is minimal, but at late stages of the game, this ring can easily and will easily kill you if you're not careful. Now that we know the basics of how the game works, let's talk about one of the most important aspects of the game, the characters. As I said earlier, Apex Legends is a character-based shooter, so it's important to understand how much of an impact these characters can have. When you first start the game, you were given 6 characters for free, being Wraith, Bangalore, Lifeline, Bloodhound, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar. But you can unlock 13 more as of Season 11, and every one of these characters can offer you something new and different depending on your playstyle. But do not let these characters overwhelm you. In the end, all that matters is your ability to use your weapons to defeat your opponents, and your characters often only offer utility or movement. My advice to you is, if you want to know what character you should play, it's just to try out all of the 6 starting characters and get a feel for what you like to do and what you don't like with them. And then with some research on what the other characters are like, you can decide who to get next. I will most likely do a every character explained video in the future, so hopefully that will help you if you need it. Once you finally get into a game, you'll be presented with the character select screen, where each of your teammates will take their respective turn at selecting a character. You can see the order of selection down at the bottom of your screen. The person who selects the character last will be the jump master for their team. All the jump master is the dedicated person who will decide when and where you as a team will land. This role can be passed on, and it will rotate to the person who picked second and then the person who selected first. If for some reason you do not want to follow your team's jump master, you can opt out of it, but it's not suggested as this is a team-based game. Once you have now landed, you will now need to loot quickly and get ready to fight if people have dropped around you. Looting is a skill, and the faster you are at it, the better position that it will put you in. Fast looting allows you to get loot a lot quicker, which can easily give you an advantage in those early fights. My recommendation to improve at looting faster is to grab almost everything you see and get rid of it if you don't need it on your way to the next loot, with your main priority being a decent weapon for close to medium range and its respective ammo, as well as any meds you see. It's important to remember the loot rarity hierarchy. White is the lowest, then blue, purple, gold, and then red. Knowing this will make sure you focus on better loot, saving time. Getting caught out while looting is one of the most frustrating things, so make sure you always have your guard up. Now is a great time to talk about how the shields in Apex Legends currently work. As of Season 11, every player starts with a white level 1 shield, which has a total of 50 health. In Apex Legends, the shields have an evolution mechanic. Above your shield info, you can see an indicator labelled EVO with a number next to it. While dealing the indicated amount of damage, your shield will upgrade to the next level. For white level 1 shields, it is 150 damage required to upgrade into the blue level 2 shield, which has 75 health. Then from the blue level 2, it takes 300 damage to evolve into the purple level 3 shield, which has 100 health. And then finally for the purple level 3 shield, it takes 750 damage to evolve into a red level 4 shield, which has 125 health. It's important to note that the white, blue and purple shields can all be found as standard ground loot, but the red level 4 shield can only be obtained by dealing the damage to evolve the purple shield. So in total, if you never swap your armor, it will take 1500 damage to obtain a red level 4 shield. Also, I should mention the gold shield, which can only be found as standard loot, and it has no evo. It has a total of 100 health, but I'll talk more about gold loot in a later video. Next thing we should talk about is knockdowns, revives and respawns. When your character health reaches 0, you enter a knockdown state. While knocked down, you can crawl around or deploy your knockdown shield. This knockdown shield is a small barrier emitted in the direction you are looking, and it will block a limited amount of damage for enemies trying to finish you off. If a teammate can get to you while you are knocked down, they can resurrect you, bringing you out of a knockdown state. However, if the enemy finishes you before a teammate can save you, they can go to your death box and grab your banner and deliver it to a respawn beacon. Once your teammates do that, you will shortly be delivered to your respawn beacon from a dropship, allowing you to continue on with your game. Talking about dropships, I think it's important to talk about care packages and the loot within them. Throughout the game, care packages will drop throughout the map. These can be seen on the map by the pulsing circles before they land, and after they land by the bright beam in the sky. These care packages often contain weapon attachments, meds and shields of high rarity, as well as the chances to possess a care package weapon. These care package weapons are often game-changingly strong and come fully kitted out. As of Season 11, the care package weapons are the Kraber, G7 Scout, Alternator and Spitfire. All of these weapons, other than the Kraber, often rotate in and out of the care package loot and ground loot, so you will have to check which weapons are currently in the care package for your current season. Let's now talk about crafting. You can obtain crafting materials by two different ways. You can either open standard loot bins for 5 materials, or the material stations for 25 materials. You can find these material stations within the blue zones on your map. Then once you have enough crafting materials, you can head to a replicator. There will always be a replicator within a crafting zone, or later in the game, replicators will drop throughout the map. Once there are 3 different terminals for you and your team to use. Interacting with one of these will allow you to craft something from the menu provided. You can always craft meds, ammo and evo points for your shield, but there will be 2 rotating daily items and 2 rotating weekly items. These items will not spawn on the ground and can only be obtained through crafting. You can see these items on the main menu or on your screen when you pull up the map. Once you have selected an item to craft, you have to wait for it to be produced. But watch out, as it makes a loud sound and anyone close to you can see the crafting indicator. Let's finally talk about the maps. Currently, as of making this video, there are 4 different Battle Royale maps, being Kings Canyon, World's Edge, Olympus and Stormpoint. Each season will have its own map pool, which will dictate which maps out of these 4 will be available to play. Right now in Season 11, we have only had World's Edge and Stormpoint to play on for the duration of the season, and then next season the maps available will swap. This is important to know, as when I first started to play Apex Legends, I had no idea that World's Edge existed, as it was never in the map rotation for that season. Also, the active Battle Royale maps will rotate from those available in the map pool every 60, 90 or 120 minutes to the next map in the pool. You can see how long the current map has by the timer on the game mode selection screen. But that's all I have for this video. There will likely be a part 2 to this video, which will talk more about some other mechanics that are not as essential or basic to Apex Legends as the ones covered in this video. So if you want to see when that comes out, make sure you subscribe to see when the video gets released, because even I don't know when it's coming. But till next, see you then.
My phone lights up, but it's never you. I can't help but feel so lonely.